How are comic books and pro wrestling not similar? They're universes with unending drama featuring over-the-top characters dressed in spandex who fight for the forces of good and evil. To demonstrate these similarities, here are 10 wrestlers and their superhero counterpart. Bayley is Squirrel Girl. Casual comic book fans may not be familiar with Squirrel Girl, but if you know Bayley, then you know Squirrel Girl. Introduced in 1992, Squirrel Girl might seem like a joke character, but she isn't to be trifled with. Foes she has bested include Dr. Doom, MODOK, and freaking Thanos. In much the same way as Bayley, Squirrel Girl is extremely friendly, upbeat, and willing to lend a hug to whoever's in need. But cross one of them and prepare to be wrecked. Shawn Michaels is Iron Man. Both geniuses in their respective fields, Shawn Michaels and Iron Man both have some serious character flaws. Egotistical and degenerate rebels, these two channel their talents into becoming the best scientist and wrestler of their generations. At one point, Tony Stark retired from his role as a hero due to his alcoholism, just as Michaels stepped away in the 90s due to injury and substance abuse. When they returned though, they came back better than ever. They may exude arrogance, but never let that detract from their undeniable talent. Mick Foley is Moon Knight. Slowly growing in popularity, Moon Knight is a fascinating character in the Marvel Universe. Serving the vengeful Egyptian god Khonshu, Moon Knight swaps between identities as a cab driver, a billionaire, and a tortured soul. In the pro wrestling landscape, Mick Foley has fallen back on 3 personas through his career, depending on the situation. Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind are all different beasts who occupy the same body as Mick Foley. Both Foley and Knight have penchants for brutality, but aren't immune to moments of fun and entertainment. Despite their limited physical skills compared to others in their worlds, never underestimate their power. The Rock is Thor. You may be tempted to place Triple H in this spot over The Rock based on aesthetics, but there is only one God of Thunder though, and it's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Both coming from powerful families as heirs to their legacies, Rocky and Thor have egos the size of worlds and aren't afraid to talk about their combat skills. While The Rock is more creative about it, Thor can be an arrogant arse when he wants to be. At the start of their careers, they may have dropped the ball, but both bounced back and did their families proud. Stone Cold is Wolverine. They're best at what they do. Both Logan and Steve Austin had all the talent to change their worlds, but were in need of some direction. Enter both the WWE and Charles Xavier. While Austin was an accomplished wrestler outside of WWE, it was only in WWE where he flourished and took off as a superstar. On the other side, what would Wolverine have been if not for the X-Men? While drinking vast amounts of beer, both men discard their technical skills in favor of sheer brutality. It ain't always pretty, but it is damn effective. Bret Hart is Cyclops. And no, it's not just for the penchant of wearing visors. The face of a generation, Bret Hart was the cool, calm, and collected technician that may have not been the most exciting personality, but was damn good at his job. Cyclops was the same way as he was the loyal, noble leader of the X-Men at the expense of having a personality. When times changed though, so did Hart and Cyclops. While Hart lost the adoration of fans in favor of Stone Cold, fans abandoned Cyclops in favor of Wolverine. Their actions pushed people away and made them be viewed as dicks, even if they believe they're righteous. Daniel Bryan is Spider-Man. Through all odds and horrible luck, Daniel Bryan and Peter Parker have both become 2 of the biggest heroes in their worlds. Both starting from humble origins, Parker and Bryan were always mocked for their nerdy character and small frames. However, their skills allowed them to rise up and have confidence in themselves as well as inspire others. Rejected by the big leagues like the Avengers or WWE for the longest time, eventually were recognized by the masses for the heroes they are. Also, for nerds, they have landed smoking hot wives. Trish Stratus is Wonder Woman. The most powerful female figure in comics, save for Aunt May of course, finding someone to compare to Wonder Woman is a difficult task, but Trish Stratus is more than perfect for the part. Destined to lead a better path for women to follow, Stratus and Diana Prince paved the way in Worlds of Men for the next generations. Without them, women like Storm, Jean Grey, AJ Lee, and Sasha Banks may not have been able to reach the heights they have in WWE and comics. That's not even going to mention that they're beautiful badasses who aren't to be taken lightly on the battlefield. Yeah, there's that too. John Cena is Superman. This one is so obvious it's a running gag in wrestling circles. That doesn't mean that it isn't true though. From the golden age of comics and the ruthless aggression era, John Cena and Clark Kent have stepped on the scene and immediately made their mark. Iron-willed champions who have never quit in the face of tremendous monsters like Darkseid or Umaga, you can always count on these two to save the day. That's not even accounting for their outstanding moral backbones. Cena and Superman have never ventured over to the dark side and take what they so easily could. God help us if they went bad. Undertaker is Batman. Dark, mysterious, and absolutely terrifying. Losing their parents at a young age, Taker and Bruce Wayne proceeded to train themselves in combat to wage war on the criminal element and those in WWE. Sure, Taker killed his own parents, but let's not worry about minor details, alright? While they aren't supernatural beings, they have appeared so in the minds of their enemies. Combining their mental might with physical power, they have become the most feared beings in Gotham City and wrestling. They aren't the heroes we deserve, but the ones that we need. That's it for our list. Which WWE superstars do you think have a comic book counterpart? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Sportster for more awesome content. See ya!